Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking for the weekend, which is the 20th, 21st and 22nd. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I know I said it every time. I'm not going to blurb on. I'm going to try and get some things done this weekend going into next week to try and get us up and running for the next few months. And we'll see how we go. I still haven't got around to doing a Facebook Live, but I haven't forgotten you, I promise. Oh, well that's interesting. We have a water sign here that's manifesting. We have a water sign coming up with the Magician. So a water sign's trying to manifest something here, whether that's you or whether it's someone else. There's somebody working very hard on their feelings, they're trying to understand here their feelings, or trying to move their feelings into the future here by manifesting. I think someone's realized here or had some sort of realization or some sort of awakening to their emotion. But let's have a good look. I'll shuffle them back in though, and we'll see if they come out again. Sometimes the Queen of Cups can be a mother figure too, so it may be that you've got someone, a mother or a family member who's ready to mend some sort of relationship. They're in their feels a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. Right, we have the Five of Swords coming out. So, being I've seen those two cards at the beginning, there could be for some of you have been a conflict between you and a person. Maybe you've walked away from a situation, or you've given up on a situation that wasn't going in the direction you wanted it to. You may have been not receiving any sort of reciprocation from this person or resolution. So I feel like you could have walked away from this person. There may have been sharp words spoken, but definitely a very intense sort of walking away or breakup. I don't feel like here you feel that you've accomplished anything by this. So it may well have been the other person that's created this situation, but you've done the walking away. The moon is coming out here. So this is the sign of Pisces and Cancer for some of us readers. This could be the person here that we're talking about being the water signs come out at the beginning too. The moon sort of talks about things unknown. So there may have been a reason why the person did what they did. But there's also this feeling here that maybe you needed to be sort of separated for a while for you both to understand your feelings or have a little bit of an awakening. Okay, so we have the King of Swords here. So this person is now coming forward. I think they've realized their feelings. They've realized where they sit with you. And they're sort of letting down their logical mind a little bit to have that conversation with you. The King can represent Libra, Gemini or Aquarius. So one or either of you could be an air sign. But more importantly, the King here is ready to talk, and he's at King status. So he's done a lot of thinking about how he's going to present this. He's very clear, very analytical, and we do have Temperance here. So this is going to bring in a balance and stability for you. This conversation is something you need to balance out a situation moving forward. So somebody's ready to communicate because they've got in touch with their feelings, or they're understanding their feelings, or maybe they've just got feelings. Who knows? Let's see. Speaking of ego, we have the Devil card coming out. So the Devil card basically talks about all things obsessive. It can be about lust, addictions, obsessions. So maybe you're dealing with someone who's got past this energy. You could be dealing with someone who's a drinker or using drugs. But I think it's more likely you're dealing with someone who's cast aside the ego and started to understand their feelings. Sometimes when we've had like an altercation or a confrontation with someone, and we're so in that passion, so in that anger at that time, and then later on when the anger sort of falls away, or that sort of discomfort falls away, you start to feel a little bit of those feels, start to understand your feelings a bit more. But at the time you may have been angry, maybe there were some things said in a moment of anger. Okay, Six of Pentacles here. So the Six of Pentacles is a card of sharing the wealth. So that's about, you know, give and take. So this may be where this situation, this Five of Swords energy comes from. Maybe somebody wasn't investing in something the way they should have been. Okay, definitely somebody walked away with this Two of Wands. Somebody walked away from a situation. You could have been dealing with some sort of soulmate here, a family member, a long-term friend, but someone you had a very close bond with here, a very close bond. But somebody did not want to invest anymore. Somebody was walking away, going in the opposite direction here, because someone was too stuck in their ego. They weren't seeing them. They had their back turned to them. So that may have been that somebody here wanted the attention and someone else wasn't giving it to them, and the other person turned their back. Let's keep going. Oh, okay, so we have a rebirth and we have the Six of Cups as well. So we're all getting that strong energy. Seven of Swords. Someone ghosted someone here. Someone walked away without expressing themselves. Could be dealing with a Cancer, because we have a couple of cards of Cancer coming out here, and a water sign. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Someone trying to manifest, someone being patient. Someone sitting, waiting, passionately waiting here. So for some of you, this is a very, very strong bond you have with this person. But there's definitely forward movement here. I feel very strongly that you haven't been talking. You've possibly had your back on this person, or they've had their back on you. But they're about to let go of their ego and speak up. They've had some sort of lesson learned here around emotion. So it's like their heart has opened up here. I feel that they've been really working on themselves. There's this feeling that they've been putting a lot of loving care into who they are, to understand what they truly want. Maybe before they were happy with that sort of outcome of the moving away and just being able to left to their own devices. I think they were very much stuck in their ego and their logic. So it didn't really matter to them that you'd walked away, or vice versa. I think they were happy with that situation. It may have made it much more comfortable for them, not having to address it. But I feel like now they're seeing you as what they want now. So it's like they've done a flip change, flipped a switch, turned something on that they didn't know was there before. And I don't think it wasn't that they didn't lust or obsess over you, if it is a love relationship here. But I think they kept that under control here. I think that they were just so looking at this in a very logical and practical perspective. But I strongly feel now that this person's done a lot of work, because they've brought themselves into a different time and they're much more passionate and engaged and know what they want here. And they're now moving forward. And then we have the card of the Two of Cups, which is the card of soulmates. Two soulmates coming together here. Okay, let's have a quick look at it again. Okay, so I have some sort of situation here that was never really resolved. I feel that somebody walked away from something. There was definitely a severing of ties here. And nobody really knew what was going to come out of this. There seems to have been a lot of things hidden. Oh my goodness, I've got that song playing in my mind. What movie was that from? It's a kids movie. The Ratatouille, I think it was. When they're singing about being under the same moon and both looking at the same moon. I've got that playing. I feel like someone's ready to speak up now. There's a definite feeling that they're ready to bring balance and stability into this situation. So you've been dealing with somebody you walked away from or they walked away from that you have a very close relationship, very close bond with. May have been pretty devastating for you, but I feel that the other person was unreasonable. They couldn't see, they couldn't deal with this. This could have been you, but I feel like this level of not really being able to deal with it at the time. So you may have been really stuck in your feels. The other person may have been angry, upset, and you couldn't deal with them. Whatever it was, separate directions. But somebody here has done a lot of work here. They've done a lot of nurturing of their own soul, and they're ready to open it up and make amends, bring things together, bring you both back to this energy. I look at this Six of Cups and I think you've really missed each other, despite the fact that you've, come apart or come asunder. But there's definitely forward movement here. And someone's definitely done some sort of rebirthing with this Judgment card. But the Two of Cups, Six of Cups together tells me you have a very, very strong bond with this person. So even if you've been apart, you have been on their mind as much as they have been on your mind. But they're coming in here to make amends. They've had some sort of wake-up moment here. Okay, you could have been cycling with this person. We have the Circle coming out here, which is card number 8. Okay. So the essence is unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us that we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the cycles of life and the evolving self, ever-changing and always connected human spirit, nature, the cosmos, all intrinsically connected. When the circle appears, it reminds you are connected to everything and everyone, including to spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in at the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. Very nice. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.